Hi everyone, welcome to Learn Python. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about how we can use asterisk operation, star and double star to unpack. And these are really powerful operators. So let me just insert a scratch codepad here. Here in this file, I already have the code written, but I want to do it here in the rough notebook kind of thing. It's kind of a console for Colab. If you are using Colab, you can watch my Colab tutorial video for these tips. So how we can use star and double star. First of all, you might be already knowing what is a list. So list means a collection of objects and we put it inside the square bracket. For example, I have some numbers, I can have some text also. There is no restriction that I just have one data type, so whatever data type I have. So this is my list, and if I print this list, these are the elements which I am able to see. But these are the elements which are inside the list. Now if I want to unpack these elements, means I don't need these elements inside the list now. I just want to unpack these elements, then we have the powerful star operator. What I can do is I can use inside the print function star ls. So it will print for me, excuse me, this is a star ls. It will print for me all the elements of this list, right? And when I hit enter, I get 1, 2, 3, 4 high. So all these elements are here unpacked, right? Now this star works for all the iterables, whether it is a list, set, tuple, range, whatever iterable you have. Iterable means the collection on which we can do iteration, on which we can run some for loop or some kind of iteration we can do, right? So instead of a list, this time let me define a tuple. So I am giving it a name TP, whatever name you want to give, and I am putting some elements in the tuple. So let me just show you tuple. How we create, we put it inside parenthesis. Now if I want to just unpack the elements of this tuple, if I just print, it will print as it is, but I want to unpack, so I am using star. What happens? Can I do that? Let's run this. Yes, it is unpacking 1, 2, 3, 4 and high, whatever elements are there. Similarly, can we do the same thing for set? Let me define a set now. My set name is, I am giving the name st, and for set I need to use curly braces. So these are the differences how we define these things, but there are more conceptual differences which we will be discussing in data structure tutorial. So this time I am unpacking the element of this set, and when I run this code, what happens is I get 1, 2, 3, 4 high, right? So I am getting all these elements, and I'm not talking about data types or these data structure specifically here. You can do your own experimentation to understand. Now we also understand that in Python, the string is also iterable. In Python, string is a recursive data type because suppose I write a string high. So it is a string. If you check the data type of high, this is a string data type, right? And inside a string, the first character is h, the next character is I. So these are itself a string. In some of the languages, the data type of these elements become character, but in Python, if you check the data type of each element of that particular string, it is again a string. So in Python, a string is a recursive data type. So a string also becomes iterable. So let me just write some string here. I am just writing a string Python, right? And st is fine. The name st is fine. I am again running the code print star st. So what it will do? It will again do the iteration, pick up all the elements. So for Python, in Python, all the elements become p, y, t, h, o, n. These are the elements of this string, and it will unpack those and give me separate strings. So I will be getting these different strings. First string is p, second string is y, and so on. So it is unpacking that also. It's a very nice thing, right? And similarly, let's do it for range also. We also know that range function, we have seen that in for loop tutorial, it is also a iterable. If I say range of 6, so what it does is it takes the number starting from 0 up to 5 and it puts them in a list. Although if I print range 6, it will just print the range object, but I need to put it inside list to see all those elements. We have talked about these things in the for loop tutorial video, right? And let me just give it a name x, whatever. And if I just print star of x, it will again unpack the elements of that range and we will be able to see all those elements unpacked 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this becomes very, very handy when we want to unpack things. Now there is one more wonderful thing with unpacking we can do is we can merge different things, right? So far we have defined list, tuple, range, string, what all things, and if we want to merge, we can merge these things together. So let me show you one example. My X is this, suppose Y is a string, say Python, and Z is a list 1, 2, 3. And if I just want to merge these three things together, merge all the elements of these three iterable together, how I can do that is, I use print statement, star X, it will unpack all the elements of X, comma, star Y, it will unpack all the elements of Y, comma, star Z, it will unpack all the elements of Z, and it will merge them together. So let's run this code and see, we get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is range of 6. We get PYTHON, this is nothing but Python unpacked, and 1, 2, 3, this is nothing but Z. So even if I add something else here, I have T, which is a tuple, I get all those things, right? This is a tuple, and let me also add something, what should I say, U is equal to a set here. So 23 and 34, whatever. So let me add these also in the merged. Let me also use these things to merge, star T and star U, and let's run this. Wow, we get these elements also added to the existing elements. These were the elements we were seeing previously, and now we are able to see 45, 56 which are from T, and we are able to see 34 and 23 which are from U. You are worried about the order, why it is not 23 and 34. This is how sets work. In set you might have the results printed in random order. If you try it with different inputs, it will print in different order. For that you need to understand set, that we will discuss in a separate video. But I hope you understood that using star you can unpack and you can also merge these iterable, right? And it becomes very handy. For example, what happens if you want to pack these things again? So you can put them simply in a list or something like that. Let me show you. This is my X, and what I want to do is, if I print star X, it prints the unpacked element, and this time what I want to do is, I want to create a new object Y, which is a list of star X. So it will again put them in a list, and if I print Y, it will give me that list also. So let me show the output to you. Oh, it's capital, my bad. We need to make sure about the cases. Python is case sensitive. So let's run that. Again, my bad, I have used two brackets, two parentheses, sorry for that. Yeah, it has printed. So this is X, it is already a range object, and when I'm unpacking, I'm getting these elements. But if I put those objects again inside the square bracket, again it is packed, and we get a output in the form of a list. And similar thing we can do with string. It becomes very helpful if I want to do it with a string. Suppose I create a string subject equal to Python. If I print with a star, it will unpack and it will print for me. But if I want to put it in a list, I am just giving it a new name. You can give the same name also. It will put them in a list. So sometimes we want to do some operations and we want all the characters of the string in a list. We can get them in a list by using this method. Isn't it very cool thing in Python? Let's check if we give the same name. I hope there would not be an issue. Yeah, we can reassign it, so it's not necessary we give different name. So this is how these operations become useful. And this thing which we have done for a string, there is another way of doing this thing also. So you can see here in the code file. Yeah, so here I have defined the string Nisha, I have printed, I have packed it again. So this will give me the list of all these characters NISHA, and for the same operation which we have done just now, we can also use this kind of a code. So in this code it looks little bit confusing for the beginners, but we are doing so many things together. So star list name comma equal to Nisha. So what we are doing is, we are taking this string first of all, and by using the star operator we are unpacking. So we will get all these characters separated together and we are putting them in a list. We are assigning it to this object list name and we are printing. So we will get the same input. So it depends, whatever way you prefer to write your code, you can do that kind of a code here. Now let me talk about dictionaries also. So I'm doing here again. In dictionary also you can do the same operation. So how we define dictionary? Dictionaries are mapping. So basically a key value pair. For that we need to use curly braces and we need to use something like the key here, colon, the value here. For example, key is 10 and key is A, value is 10, key is B, value is 20, whatever. So this is my dictionary, right? And if I print this, it will print it as it is. Nothing new in that. My bad. When I type while speaking, I do typo errors. Yeah, now it is fine. So it is printing the dictionary, right? Now we want to unpack the elements and we basically want to merge two dictionaries. We can use double star, right? So suppose this is my dictionary 1 and I make another dictionary which is having some other elements. For example, in my other dictionary I have C equal to something and D equal to something, whatever. So these are two dictionary, and if I want to merge these two dictionary together, what happens? First of all, let me tell you that if you try to unpack these dictionary using double star dict, you will get an error. Why so? You get an error that it's an invalid keyword argument for this function. These double asterisks unpack the key value pair. So print function doesn't support this kind of operation in Python. There is a Stack Overflow thread on that and you can refer. I have cited the answer by some person here. He said that when you try to pass arguments like this to print, the arguments will be unpacked as keyword argument and this will raise an error since print doesn't expect such arguments as mutate method. So if you want to create a merge dictionary, what you can do is you can use curly braces again, and in that you can add as many dictionaries as you want by using double star. So double star dict1, it will unpack those elements from dict1, it will put it here. Double star dict2, so it will again unpack the element of dictionary 2 and it will put them here inside a dictionary, and then definitely you can print merge dictionary. So here we need to print merge dictionary. I am getting the suggestion here. Let me print this. Yes. So we are getting these elements: C equal to 56, D equal to 45, Z equal to 3 and T equal to 4. Okay. Because what I did wrong is I have given these two as the same name. Dict1 is this, Dict1 is this. So basically it is updating, and Dict1 it is taking like this dictionary. And dict2 maybe it is taking from some previously saved dictionary. Let me rename it. It is my dict2 now. And let's run this code again. Yeah, so I am getting A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C 56 and D 45. So this is how we can merge different dictionary. I hope it is useful for you. Thank you for watching.